Monsignor, also on behalf of the Monsignor Bradican Assembly of the 4th Degree Knights of Columbus in Springfield in Annandale, Virginia, and also on behalf of Father John O'Donoghue, the pastor of Holy Spirit Catholic Church in Annandale in Virginia, the Vividians Hope for Children's Health and Education would like to present you with the chasuble that you are currently wearing, the stole, and this chalice that has been engraved in the memory of 3 Sir Knights who passed away. And these are Al Santarelli, Anthony Moscow, Robert Davis. Please remember these brother knights as you celebrate Mass with this chalice. And please accept these gifts on behalf of the Knights of Columbus.
Thank you very much. And express our sincere thanks and gratitude to the Knights of Columbus, whom I happen to know very well, because I think I know the Grand Knight, Carl Anderson, when I was in the Catholic University in Washington, D.C. And my brother-in-law too is a knight. We were there at the permanent deacon in June. So I express my sincere thanks and gratitude to them, and also to the pastor of the church. That hopefully, when I come for my brother-in-law's ordination, I'll have the chance to meet him in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So whenever I use this chalice, raising an altar of God, we'll remember these 3 brothers of ours, that God may grant them eternal rest. And thank you so much for everything and for the gift for the children.
Thank you very much, Father. And just to mention that Supreme Knight Carl Anderson retired, and the new Supreme Knight of the Knights of Columbus, Patrick Kelly.
Oh, okay.
So thank you. And we look forward to having you in Virginia when you come for the ordination.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you,
Yes, we have a guest in the ecclesiastical province of Bamenda, and we wish that, can you just introduce yourself, sir?
Sure. Good morning, everyone. My name is Joe Tiago, and I am the founder and president of a non-profit organization based in the United States in Springfield, Virginia. I'm originally from the western provinces. My father was from the Buda area, and my mother was from the Bafang area. I had a daughter in the United States who passed away at the age of 7. She was born in Cameroon, and she came to the United States when she was only a few months old. And she spent her 7 years in Cameroon and collapsed and died on the basketball court, a game that I participated in, as I always do with my children. And that death, having given CPR on my daughter at the last minute in the last moment of her life, really stayed in me for many years, and the grief was unbearable. So I prayed to ask for guidance, for God's guidance on how to manage this grief. And this is why on her 10th anniversary in 2017, the anniversary of her death, we received a call to do something for other children in her memory. And that's why in 2018 we created a nonprofit focused on health and education of children in underserved communities around the world. And in 2019 we received our approval to formally operate as an NGO in the US, and we started looking for project, and that's why we picked Cameroon, because she was born in Cameroon and we wanted to start there and then move from there to other countries.
So far, what have you done in her memory?
In Cameroon, in the Diocese of Kansamba, we built a 2-classroom building. We built 2 toilets. We also completely remodeled the campus because there were very old buildings in the area. The church and the parish were built in 1965, and everything was pretty much collapsing. So we completely remodeled the campus. We gave a new look to the presbytery, and we also gave a drinking water well for the children of St. Anne Catholic School and also for the entire community of New Melon. That's what we did in New Melon. At a Protestant church, school actually in Elumdem, a rural community outside of the capital, Yaoundé, we also gave children and the community of New Melon at Divinity School a drinking water well. And those wells are powered by electricity. They've been costing us average $10,000 per well project. And the project in New Melon was about $60,000 that we invested in the entire campus so far. And in another diocese, the Diocese of Bafang, what we are currently doing there, we started last month at the request of the Sisters of the Annunciation of the Lord. They had some displaced children at the center, and they asked if we could help provide 2 toilets because the children were using the bushes behind the shop to relieve themselves, and we found that very unhuman. And we sent people on the ground, the engineer that we work with, and based on the report, we thought, why giving toilet to children when they don't have drinking water in the area? So we decided to fund a drinking water well as well as 2 toilets, one for boys and one for girls. And those projects are going to be completed actually next week in Yabasi. So those are some infrastructure investments that we did. In addition to that, we have donated a lot of church vessels that we received from various parishes, and primarily from Father John O'Donoghue. He's the pastor at Holy Spirit Catholic Church in Annandale in Virginia. Last year he donated almost 100 pounds of church vessels, and that we distributed in 3 different dioceses. So it's a tremendous impact to be able to reach not only one but multiple dioceses, multiple children with our act of kindness.
And here you are in the ecclesiastical province of Bamenda, and precisely in the Archdiocese of Bamenda. What is off your sleeves?
The Viridians Hope for Children's Health and Education collected school supplies from Eagle Scout projects and from a lot of other benefactors. We also receive church vestments, chalibles and others vestments. And we thought with the situation that is going on in this region, the children must need our help more than ever. And we had a prime opportunity to come visit here and decided that this is where we're going to give all the stuff that we brought, all the school supplies, the books, pen, pencil, and everything that we donated yesterday to the Vicar General on behalf of the Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Bamenda. I'm also hoping, and I talked to Archbishop Nkea earlier, I'm hoping that he could help us identify a rural area, a rural school, because we cannot access, given everything that is happening in the region, where we can have our 4th drinking water well project. So our goal, God is calling us eventually to spread across all the provinces in Cameroon and do one little thing that can make a difference in the life of one child. So if we are able to do one well per province in Cameroon, I think we can tell the Lord We did what you sent us to do in Cameroon, and maybe now is the time to turn to other areas, other countries.
Yeah, you have been doing a lot. How do you feel when you do all of this? How do you feel? Do you have a sense of satisfaction?
That is a good question, and thank you for asking that. I just want to make it clear that with the Viridian's Hope for Children's Health and Education, I am not looking for self-satisfaction. But what brings me joy in my heart is seeing a lot of those children that are benefiting from the gift that the Viridian's Hope for Children's Health and Education is giving them in the memory of my daughter. It brings smiles to children. It brings smiles to families. It brings smiles. It strengthens the faith with our support for vocation as well. Those are the things that I can say move my heart to be able to do more. And it makes me think my daughter is alive. Our daughter is alive in others today. Her hopes and dreams and aspirations that she had, it's been happening now. It is happening now in other children.
You are doing all of this in a troubled world, because it's not only the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon that are in war or in armed conflict. There are so many other countries in the world. So you have a long way to go. What is your vision for tomorrow?
My vision for tomorrow, I'm hoping that others will see what the Viridian's Hope for Children's Health and Education is doing, and that they can follow the example of VHCHE. I truly believe and understand that we cannot change all the problems that are in the world, but our motto is you can make a difference in the life of a child, and I add to that, one child at a time, one village at a time, one province at a time. And while we are on the topic, during the opening ceremony or the blessing ceremony of the school that we built in New Melon, the first thing that came out of my mouth when I was praying to God to ask me what to say about during my speech, the first thing that came out was that I'm not from this village. I'm not from here, and I can tell you I'm not from Bamenda either. And people have asked me, why haven't you done a project in your village? I just quote the Bible. What good does it make to only love those who love you? So I think that I listen to where God is asking us to go with the Viridian's Hope for Children's Health and Education. And I'm hoping that people can see that it's only worth it to do things where you have a comfort. It's not good to only do things where you feel at home. You can do things to others, good things to others. And when you throw a rock, you don't know where that rock will land. And nobody knows what tomorrow brings.
What do you have to say to other non-government organizations, NGO, who have come up with initiatives like yours or similar to yours, but at the end of the day, they make gains out of it instead of helping the needy?
That is something that I pray for every day. I don't get salary from our organization. I actually have a good job, a very good paid job. I spend my volunteer time in this organization because I believe that the memory of my daughter is celebrated through this. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of effort, but at the same time, those organizations that have opportunities to put money on the ground, I beg them to please put that money where it belongs, in the hand of those who need it. It is very important and rewarding. I think there's a reward in ensuring that the impact that you are making is actually making an impact, if I can repeat myself that way. The impact that you are making is making an impact. And as part of the VHCHE for Children's Health and Education, if somebody gives $1 to VHCHE, I make sure that when I go on the ground like this, I take pictures and videos and show how that dollar is going on the ground. If somebody gives one book, I make sure that that book goes in the hand of those children. I was hoping to do that here, and I understand that because of the challenges, I cannot go and see a lot of the children, but I trust that Most Reverend Archbishop will help ensure that those books that are donated yesterday, the 22 boxes of books and school supplies, will go in the hand of those children that need it the most.
Mr. Turu, we wish to thank you on behalf of the people who are going to benefit from all these, your endeavors. We want to thank you and the Veridian Hope for Children's Health and Education for being so generous. Yours is a laudable initiative, and we hope that God will bless you to continue to reach out to others.
Thank you very much. I can't conclude this interview without being very grateful to my board members, those that are on the board of directors, to ensure that every dime that gets into this organization goes on the ground directly. So I'd like to thank all the members of the board of directors for the VHCHE for Children's Health and Education. I also would like to thank the support that I've received from the Bishop of the Diocese of Arlington, Most Reverend Bishop Burbage, who is really supporting these efforts, and he's appraised of everything that we do. I make sure that I communicate with the Vicar General, Father Walkman, on things that we are doing. And VHCHE is growing. Now we have a VHCHE in France that was created last month, and we're hoping to leverage all those opportunities to be able to help others in and around the world. Thank you very much.
It was a pleasure. Bless you too, sir.
Thank you.
Amen.